Hey, Linda. Welcome to the macro course. This is Brian Peterson, and I want to say thank you very much for your support of the Brian Peterson School of Photography. It means a great deal to all of us here. As far as the critiques that I'll be doing in this course, composition is king, content is secondary. I want to make that real clear. I'm a firm believer that I don't care what the content is, if it's arranged in a powerful and effective manner, you can make it come alive, so to speak. And we're going to be certainly basing everything on the suggestion, or what some refer to as the rule of thirds, the Greek mean, golden triangle, call it what you want. And it's certainly alive and well here. You've done a masterful job here of a radial composition, what we call a radial. But there's your suggestion of thirds. It's a horrible suggestion of thirds, but nonetheless, look at you go, girl. Right there, we're going to just explode across the page in massive diagonal lines 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. And all along here, these little yellow spiky things, oh my goodness, they're like little firecrackers going off. Fabulous, fabulous image. The only way, in my opinion, to compose when you're that close to a flower is to take full advantage of the 12 to 3 o'clock position and create a low left cornered radial design. That's what this is here. And guess what? Oh, you did it again from the other corner. And once again, you add a little bit of water to that. And look at this upward mobility. This is just great, wonderful stuff. Elementary, you might argue, but it really isn't. Most beginners would never think about doing this. They'd show the flower and the vase and probably accidentally get the spray bottle in the background. Yeah, you probably remember those days, but you're no way are you a beginner. I can tell already by looking at this image. You know what you're doing, girl. Absolutely fabulous work. Very nice. The spray bottle was a really, really nice touch, but definitely classic thirds. There they are in case anybody wants to dispute it. And once again, you're coming out of the corners, both arms up, fighting up a storm, coming across the stage, throwing punch after punch. Good for you. And finally, I personally, in response to, I don't recall who said it, but I understand 100% why a smaller aperture makes us entirely too busy. And I concur. I've tried to shoot these kinds of things before with a small aperture, and I gave up. It just doesn't work. If it's on the actual stem of the seed head itself, yes, I can appreciate why you might even consider focus stacking. But when they're loose like this, man, it's no good, no good. So my hat's off to you. Now let's break it down. First of all, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, that's an odd number. Yes, and that's perfect because so is the suggestion of thirds. You have 9 rectangles in the suggestion of thirds. We are much more inclined to respond favorably to odd numbers. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 versus 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay? So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, look at that way. You got yourself a little mountain peak in there. Nothing at all wrong with diagonal lines, especially when those diagonal lines are part of massive amount of radial lines, which are radiating out from that seed pod. The subtlety of this, because of your depth of field, in my opinion, makes it incredibly sensual. And because they're curvilinear in nature as well, it also heightens the sensual and sensitive nature of the overall subject. So, really, really nice job here. This is a background thing that's going on, which I really like as well. It's a very, very sensual, soft, quiet image, Linda, and I think you did really good. I really, really mean that. Super job. Now, I will want to do one quick thing. You decide if it's worth it. And that would be to maybe make it a little less warm and a little more blue. And then a little bit of dehaze, something like so, and just like that. You tell me. We have somewhat of a monotone versus the blue. I don't think this is, by any stretch of the imagination, a major change. As you may have noticed, you can play the tape back on your critique and watch it again. But we just did a little white balance and added some dehaze, and there you go. This would be really cool, in my opinion, in something like a big print on the wall in a large master bedroom bathroom, just because of the quiet nature of it, or above the bed even too. So there you go. Hey, Linda, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. Week 1's behind you already. Let's move on to week 2. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Until then, you keep shooting.